Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. Yes, it's our Halloween spooktacular show to help your game. We got some super fun stuff to help you improve, and we're going to deal with those spooky shots of golf. Yes, those things you struggle with. But let's bring in our blueprint right away and see what we're talking about. We're going to start off with the build it segment. We're going to deal with the foundation of the swing. Yes, if we're building it, we have to have a strong foundation, and I'm going to give you a strong foundation with your swing. After that, it's a putting service announcement. Yes, a PSA on why the putting stroke is not a pendulum, and then it's the keep it simple Strano segment. Yes.
What is that? What is that?
Then after that, it's pop culture. We're talking the Dark Knight. Yes, how can the Dark Knight help your game? And what are you guys yelling about in there? What? And then it's a new segment. It's Rob is Right. Yes, things that you know are right that I say. And then it's our last of the spooky shots. Yes.
Daredevil's down! No! They're too young to die!
What do you mean Daredevil's down?
Call for help! Sit down.
What? What, turn around? We're gonna close with time to rise, turn around. What am I turning around? Ah!
Welcome to the #1 golf variety show in the world, the Golf Kingdom. Are you ready to build your game? Here's your host, Rob Strano.
Whoa! Oh! Whew. I don't know about you, but that was a spooky start to the Golf Kingdom. It's time for the Build It segment, and hopefully the spooks are gone right now. So build it. We're going to talk about the foundation of your golf swing, because without a foundation, it doesn't matter. You've got to have a firm foundation no matter what you're building. And you know what you need? You need a blueprint for that. So I got a blueprint here, and you know, when you look at the blueprint, it tells you how to do things. It tells you how to have a strong foundation. So the question is, what's the foundation of the golf swing? Let's get rid of that blueprint and talk about this one. The foundation of your golf swing is what happens from waist high to waist high. So if we're talking about a clock, it's 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. We want to make sure we do that swing just right. So we're in our Flight Scope Mevo Plus simulator here. I've got us set up for a short little shot. I've got a 9-iron in my hand, and we're going to talk about this foundational swing. So the foundational swing looks just like this. I set up, I'm going waist high through. I'm going to hit a little shot for us here. Waist high through, waist high through. I hit a little shot, and it's going right at the green, landing right on the green. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we want right there, is that little waist high to waist high swing. And the thing was, I kept the club face very calm. So when I go back, I want to make sure when I come back, the club face matches my spine. If it twists this way, it's open and the ball will go to the right. If it twists that way, it's closed and it'll go to the left. And I'm going to show that to you. So as I come back, this triangle my arms make is extending here, and it's extending here. So triangle, triangle, and no twisting of the hands feeling. So here's a wrong one. So here's good extension, but open club face. So club face pointing to the sky. So this shot is going to go off to the right. So there it goes. It's flying on the launch monitor. See it flying off to the right and short. That wasn't a very good one. Now, once again, the inverse one would be triangle, but face down to the ground. This one will go low and left. Open, there it goes, low and left on the launch monitor. So we got to understand, we want that neutral one, that good, clean, neutral shot. So here it is again. I'm going to set up, we're going to hit it. I'm going to have good triangle extension, face matching my spine angle, triangle extension through, and hit a nice little crisp one here. There it goes again, right at the flag, right on the green. Looks good. I love that shot. So back to me here. So that shot is this little triangle extension, calm club face. Work on this foundation from 9 to 3 stuff. You find this blueprint, this foundation will help you hit better full swing shots. You saw the warning, you saw the alert. It's our putting service announcement. Yes, where we give you something specific to understand about putting that will help you improve and make more putts on the course. So here's what we're going to talk about. The putting service announcement is this. The putting stroke is not, hear me, not, N-O-T, it is not a pendulum. A pendulum has a fixed point right here, and it works like that. So the butt of the putter, this end of the putter, would have to stay still for the putting stroke to be a pendulum. So when it's a pendulum, if you notice, it swings much like a smiley face. So it looks like a smile here. So it kind of looks like this right here. See how you've got the smiley face, you've got the smile. So the ball would be here and your pendulum would swing, and maybe this would be anchored right here like the nose. So you'd get this movement out of it. But like I said, the butt end of the club doesn't stay still. It doesn't stay like a pendulum. It moves side to side. So when you watch me hit a putt here, I'll hit one at my little target here. When I set up, the butt end of the putter is going to slide to the right and it's going to slide to the left. So therefore, it's not a pendulum. So when I move, it's going to slide to the right, slide to the left, boom, right in the middle. Now, here's the thing. If it slides to the right and slides to the left, I just said it's not a pendulum. But also when I set up with lead shoulder up, trail shoulder down. So it's not only not a pendulum, but it's not an equal smiley face. As soon as I do this, imagine that smiley face tilting this way. So the putter will go back low, come back to the ball rising and go up. So it's a smile, but it's tilted this way. So the putter goes back low, comes through, hits the ball, and then rises as it goes through. Putting data tells us when I hit the ball, I have to have 1 more degree of rise than I have loft on the club. So if this says 3 degrees of loft, I want 4 degrees of rise. And the easy way to get that is to understand when I set up, that shoulder's up, that shoulder's down. So as I go back, the putter stays low, comes through and rises. So putting service announcement, understand your stroke's not a pendulum and it's not a smile either. We're out here at the practice range. The shadows are getting long, the sun's going down, it's getting dark, it's kind of spooky. And it's our spooky shots and our kiss segment. Yeah, keep it simple, Strano. I've got a simple thought for you here with a little long bump and run shot. So I'm not right up on the green. I'm about 5, 6, 7 yards off the green. I've got this little shot, and most of the time you're going to grab a lofted club and you're going to try to fly it up there, and you'll do something like that. And oh no, I didn't even get it on the green. I only moved it a few feet because this is the wrong club. This is not the keep it simple club. That's what this is all about. How do I simply take this ball and bunt it over there, especially when I'm this far off the green? Here's what you want to do. You want to grab this club. So I got a short one. This one's a lot longer. You know why? Because it's my hybrid. Watch this. I take my hybrid and I just putt the ball. This club has got enough loft, much more than I need to get it rolling on the ground. It's going to be nice. It's going to come off, roll above the grass, and roll up there easy. So I'm going to set up tall and just take a little putting stroke and just bunt it up the hill. I don't have to hit it hard because this club is designed to get the ball off the ground. And look at that's rolling up there really nice. Do it again. Stand up tall, nice and relaxed, and just a little bunt swing and just bunt it and let it roll up the hill. Look, it's going to roll a long way. It's a hybrid. You don't have to work hard to get it to go up there. It's up there 5 or 6 feet. So instead of grabbing a wedge and stick it in the ground, grab a hybrid. It won't stick in the ground, and you can run that up there. And you know what? You can keep it simple. Yeah, kiss. Keep it simple, Strano. This works every time. Alexa, open Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to Golf Kingdom. Here's your golf tip of the day.
Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. I am your host, Rob Strano, and here is today's Pro Pointer.
Alexa, stop. If you want more pro pointers from me via your Amazon-enabled skill at the Golf Kingdom, be sure to go there and enable it. Every day I give you a new tip, free, with your Amazon-enabled device. So enable the Golf Kingdom and you'll get a tip from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day. It's pop culture. You know, I love the characters of pop culture we reference to help your game. And we're going to talk about putting, and we're going to go superhero with Daredevil. Yeah, he's a member of our crew, a key member when it comes to getting me the right shots. And he did pass out in the beginning, but you know what? Daredevil not being able to see is going to help your putting. And here's how we're going to do it. Putting, it's about feel. You've got to be able to feel a good stroke. But the question is, how do you grow that feel? This is where Daredevil, being one of my crew and a superhero, helps us out. We're going to talk about putting with your eyes closed. Now, Sergio Garcia just one on the PGA Tour putting with his eyes closed. Yeah, he played a 72-hole event putting with his eyes closed and won. So it goes on at the top levels of golf. The important thing is you want to feel a good stroke. And in order to feel it, you've got to kind of shut out the ability to see it and everything else. So when we set up, we want to be able to feel the path. We want to be able to feel the weight of the putter. We want to be able to feel the speed of the stroke. And the way to do that is we got to close our eyes. So we're going to come to the low view here. I got a little 6-7 foot putt. So I'm going to set up, and you can put an alignment stick down here, whatever you want. You put it and get yourself set up. So I'm aimed right at the target. Now right before I hit it, I'm going to close my eyes, and before I take the stroke, I'm going to feel it. Once I feel it, I hit it, boom, right in the hole. Once again, the key sentence there is I feel it, and then I make the stroke. So setting up again, I'm going to get lined up. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to feel the stroke, and then I'm going to hit it. Bang, 2 in a row. Daredevil, back to here. Yeah, our Daredevil, our hero here on the crew, and our hero helps us with putting. So close your eyes, feel the stroke, and it will help your game a ton because you get a feel for what you're doing, and that'll help you feel more putts go in the hole. Boo! Yeah, it's our scary shots. Yeah, we're going to keep with the scary shots theme here in the practice area. Like I said, the shadows are getting long, the sun's coming down. It's getting to be that spooky time on the golf course. And these spooky little shots like this one really get you. I've got a tight lie here, and that's always one that tends to make it a little scary. It's like if you're hitting the ball off the green here, you get these tight lies and you're afraid to touch the ground, and all of a sudden you're blading it and roll along the ground, or you'll hit it fat and won't move it anywhere. There's a trick to playing these tight lies, and it's understanding that we have to use the bounce of the club, which means we can't lean it forward and dig that leading edge in. We have to use the bounce just like this, which means the club has to stand up straight. Let me show you the error. The error is when we set up on these tight lies, we lean that club forward and put the ball back in our stance, and we come in and the leading edge digs in the ground and it sticks. You can see it sticking and the grass standing up when I do that. That's what happens when you stub the ball and it doesn't go anywhere. We don't want to lean it forward. So if I have this little shot and I get the ball back in my stance and I lean it forward, I'm going to stick it in the ground, and that's where you get that one. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing to have that shot dig in there, and I moved it, I moved it barely the size of my shoe. So we don't want to use the leading edge on these tight lies. That's why they're so scary, because we don't understand that the club is designed to come in with the bounce. You know, look at your club. My club says 9 degrees of bounce. So we want to have that club standing up when we hit it. So instead of leaning it forward, I'm going to stand it up nice and straight. Now the key is I've got to return the club to the ball nice and straight. It pops it up in the air and it comes off clean. So I'm trying to bring the club back to the ball, stand it up straight, and I have to keep my speed. I don't want to decelerate on this shot. So I'm going to set the club up standing up straight like this, and I'm going to bring it back to the ball standing up straight. I'm not going to bring it back in leaned. One more time. I'm going to stand it up straight. It's a little tight lie. I'm going to bring it back to the ball nice and straight, clip it right off the turf every time. So once again, here's our keys. Very simple. We don't want lean because we get dig. We want the standing up so the club skips through the ground on these tight lies. And when I come back to the ball, stand it up straight. It can even lean a little backwards. That'll really use the backside of the bounce. And you'll clip it off the turf every time, just like this, right there. Perfectly clipped off the turf, right over to the hole. So this will hopefully help you eliminate those spooky shots on the course around the greens when you have a tight lie. It's just hot air. Yeah, we talk about the myths and misconceptions of golf, and it's brought to you by our friends at Executive Air. Visit them for all your cooling, refrigeration, and heating needs. Yes, the myths and misconceptions of golf, the things your buddies tell you or the things you try that just don't work. And we're going to talk about that dreaded shank word. Yeah, that shot that goes dead off to the right, goes sideways. We're going to talk about the myth and misconception of the shank and what happens. Let's come to the big screen here, Daredevil, and let's put a ball down here. I'm going to talk about the error that happens. So you start shanking the ball. You start setting up to hit a shot. It's going that way. The common move is to get farther from the ball. So you might start off right here thinking, oh, I'm too close. And you back up and you get to where your arms are reaching. But you know what? That never cures the shank, does it? Never cures it, doesn't fix it. Here's why. Getting farther away doesn't cause doesn't fix the root cause of the shank. The root cause of the shank is when the club comes down to the ball, the face is open this way, and you're hitting the ball with the hosel of the club. You're not hitting it with the face square. You're coming in that way, and the ball's going sideways. So it'd come in and go right at the camera, bang. So it's not that getting farther away will help you, and it's not that you're too close to the ball. It's that the face is coming through open. What you have to do is, instead of the face being open into the ball, you've got to get the face square. You've got to get the dials of your hands turning the face. So one simple drill to do to get a feel for that is hold the club out in front of you and to simply twist it till the face is coming down, coming through. Down, coming through. That'll get your hands square in the face instead of lagging it open. So this has been It's Just Hot Air, brought to you by our friends at Executive Air. Visit them for all your cooling, refrigeration, and heating needs. And you know what? Visit me here at the Golf Kingdom to fix your shanks. Do you struggle with your hands being too active when you putt? Well, Fusion Dynaline Training Aid is what you need to putt better. It clamps on your putter, you drop your alignment stick in the training aid, you put the training trident on the top of it, and then it touches your body and locks your stroke in place. It's impossible to wiggle your hands. Get Fusion Dynaline to control your stroke. Visit fusionputting.com, place your order, and get free shipping today. Welcome back to the Golf Kingdom. It's time for a new segment, and it's called something cool.
Rob's right.
That's right, Rob's right. It's about things I'm right about in a golf lesson. So I have a lesson, and the player says, you know what, Rob, you're right. Well, we're going to bring that to you on the Golf Kingdom. Here's what we talked about in a lesson recently where Rob was right. I had a player who was getting set up to hit a shot, and when they set up, their hands were way over here at setup. So their left hand was outside of their lead leg, and every now and then they'd have it kind of over the crease in their pants. And they couldn't figure out why they were hitting the ball low and to the right. So Rob's right. What was Rob right about? So with their hands ahead, I've got an 8-iron in my hand. With the hands ahead like that, they were bending that 8-iron loft down to about a 5-iron or 4-iron. They had it way bent down. So hitting these little low screamers to the club that was supposed to go 100 feet in the air. So I talked to him about, okay, when you set up here, that's de-lofting the club and bringing the shot down. I want you to feel like your hands are what I would call midline hands, or the butt of the club was pointed at the middle of the body. When you set up correctly, the back of your lead hand will sit on the inside of your lead leg, not over the crease and certainly not out there. So I want that club to look like when you grab it with your lead hand, it sits right here, not over there and not there. So midline hands that has the correct loft on it, and all of a sudden, you know what happened? He started hitting these nice high iron shots. So if you're hitting it low, check your hand position. Make sure you're not shoving them over here and have them in the wrong spot. You want to have them more in the middle of your body. And you know what? I never get tired of hearing this right here.
Rob's right.
That's right. Rob's right. Fix your hands and you'll hit some right golf shots. I don't know if being in the sand scares you, but we're going to talk about the spookiest shot in golf. That's the buried lie in the bunker. Yeah, it's our Spooky Shots Halloween series here. Whoa! What was that? I don't know, but it had me scared. And this shot right here scares everybody. Sometimes, just sometimes, you happen to hit the ball in the sand and you get that fried egg lie like that. So it's not quite buried, but it's the old fried egg where the ball is submerged in the sand. Simple thing to do for this shot before we get to the really buried spooky one is when you've got that little fried egg lie, what you're going to do is just aim at the back edge of the egg and swing hard and move as much sand as you can. You've got to really be aggressive. So when we set up, I'll move the ball back a little in my stance to make sure I can get down right in there behind that fried egg spot. And I'm going to be pretty aggressive at this and pop it right out of there. You can see I dug a pretty good hole here to get it out. So I popped that fried egg shot. That was pretty good. I popped it out of there pretty close, okay? But I just aimed at the back edge of where the egg was, and I swung hard and just pummeled the sand out of there. I'm not really concerned about having a lot of follow through. I'm concerned about thumping the sand hard right behind the ball and exploiting the sand around the ball up and out and getting the ball out. Now, let's get on to the really spooky one. I got to fix my crater I made here. Let's get down to the buried lie one. So now I'm going to tap on that to where it's really buried there. I'm going to bury another one here because there's two ways to play this shot. You can play it with the face open and use the heel of the club, or you can turn it closed and hit it with a closed face. Either way, we're going to dig a hole here. There'll be no follow through. I'm going to dig a hole, and if I strike down hard right behind the ball, it creates that opposite reaction. If I hit down hard, the sand that's underneath the ball explodes the ball up and out. So I'm trying to provide force down with no follow through so the ball pops up and out. So this first one's going to be open face, and I'm going to hit it with the heel of the club. So I'm going to put my right toe right at the ball. Boom, right at the ball. I'm going to lean left. I'm going to try to go up and down and pop down as hard as I can and pop it out. Look at that, popped out straight, and look at the hole I made. Oh my gosh, we could put a tombstone right here. In fact, let's put a tombstone right here. There it is, because we could bury something in that hole. But that ball came out of there, got on the green. As bad as these are, I'm just trying to get them out. Now I'm going to close the face. I'm going to turn it down. Same thing. Right foot pointed at the ball, face turned down. I'm trying to go straight up and down. Here we go, straight up and down. Boom, and pop it right out. Look at that, came out nice and soft and rolled up there. But look at these craters I made here. I mean, I can get in there and lose my shoe. So once again, we could put a tombstone right here. There it is. Rest in peace. When you get in the bunker, we're going to try to go ahead and stick the club in there hard and explode that sand out. You've got to swing hard. If I would have hit the ball there, it would have gone 60, 70 yards. Don't be afraid of getting in there, being vertical and chopping down, and this won't be a spooky shot when you get it on the course. I'm saluting you. That means it's time for strategy. It's the golf course strategy segment where we talk about maybe there might be something you need to think differently about when you play the game, because you have to have a plan. Remember, without a plan, there is no attack. Without attack, there is no victory. How do we get victorious on the golf course and think a little different? Maybe have a little different strategy. I got an image of a golf hole we're going to bring up here. It's a par 3. It's a short par 3. The tee's right here. The green's over here. It's about 150 yards. It's not a long hole. But there's a big lake right in the middle of the hole. Now, here's the problem or the strategy we need to deal with. That lake right there, even though it takes up most of the screen and it takes up most of the hole when you look at it, it's not in the way. So if I'm hitting a 150-yard shot, it's a little bitty 8-iron shot for me. So I'm taking a club that will cross the water and land up on the green here. I'm not taking a club that's going to land in the middle of the water. The water is simply a decoration. Think about it that way. It's made to put there to make the hole look nice. That's all it is. So you're picking a club that's going to carry it. So swing it like that. Swing it and say, this club will carry the water. The water's not in the way. And it's okay if you pick a club that goes to the back half of the green. You don't have to hit a club that just barely carries the water. So your strategy here is take enough club to carry the water, or maybe take a little too much and hit it to the back of the green. Keep your ball safe and see your scores come down. Okay, time to rise, and we're going to talk about experience. Yes, experience is very important, whether it's in golf and life. But one thing we don't normally do with experience is we don't use it. You know, you've got to think about, I've done this before. I've had this shot before. I've been in this situation. What do? I tend to see players in playing lessons all the time. They get in the same spot and they hit the same shot all the time. I'm going, you just did that last hole and it didn't work. Why are we doing it 3 holes later? Why are you making that same decision again? So I've got a little image here to show you on the 16 screen. It says, I'm not 58, I'm 18 with 40 years of experience. Well, whether you're 58 or 40 or you're 18, you've got experience. Let's use it. Let's think through these situations, these decisions, and try to go, what's the smartest thing I can do here from my experience? As tour players, we play the same courses every year on tour, so we have experience there. So we know where not to go, and we know where to go when we play these holes. And that's where those practice rounds come in. Practice rounds give me experience on a course, and I know on this hole, you know what? It doglegs right around those trees, and I want to be in the left side of the fairway, not try to cut the corner. So experience, let's use it when it comes to making decisions on the course and making decisions in life. Thanks for joining me in our spooky Halloween show where we went out on the course and I helped you handle some spooky shots. Let's bring in our Stranotes and talk about what we also helped you with in our spooky Halloween show. We learned right away that the putting stroke is not a pendulum. After that, we also found out that a shank is hit with an open club face. And last but not least, I helped you understand in the strategy segment that water is simply a decoration, that we hit it way over the water. Now, to catch more interesting stuff with the Golf Kingdom, be sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. We're out there on all those platforms. If you have an Alexa device, enable the Golf Kingdom skill on Alexa, and you can ask Alexa, hey, can I talk to the Golf Kingdom today and get another tip from Rob Strano? You absolutely can, because I'm there when you enable the Golf Kingdom skill. Also, we have the Golf Kingdom app coming, so be sure you download the Golf Kingdom app where all the shows are, and you can also watch them on Roku and download them there. Thanks again for joining me on this spooky show here in the Golf Kingdom. Alexa, open Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to Golf Kingdom. Here's your golf tip of the day.
Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. I am your host, Rob Strano, and here is today's Pro Pointer.
Alexa, stop. If you want more pro pointers from me via your Amazon-enabled skill at the Golf Kingdom, be sure to go there and enable it. Every day I give you a new tip free with your Amazon-enabled device. So enable the Golf Kingdom and you'll get a tip from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day.